Okay, we are now broadcasting and attendees are joining.
Should I get started?
Yes, why don't you take it away?
Hi, Margaret G.
You gotta unmute yourself, Margot.
I, Margot G. Kay, the town clerk of the town of Morristown, do hereby state that it is 7:01 p.m. on Tuesday, March 24th, 2020, and that we are in council chambers and remotely chambers at 200 South Street, Morristown, New Jersey. Adequate notice of this meeting was provided according to law by written notice to the Morristown Daily Record, the official newspaper of the town of Morristown, and to the Newark Star Ledger, both more than 48 hours ago. Notice was also posted on the bulletin board at Town Hall and filed with the office of the town clerk of the town of Morristown. I further state that I shall enter into the minutes of this meeting a statement that such notice was furnished as particularly described by me in this public announcement. Roll call. Councilwoman Cotton.
You have to.
She's on mute.
You have to tell everyone to unmute.
Present.
Okay. Councilman Elms.
Present.
Councilwoman Foster.
Here.
Councilman Elms.
Present.
Councilman Mayor.
Present.
Councilman Silva.
Oh,
Okay. And Council President Armington.
here.
Council President, you have a quorum.
Thank you. So now we'll take a moment of silence. And rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Before we get started, I just want to announce that the February 13th, 2020 redevelopment entity regular meeting minutes are being pulled, as well as resolution number R-54-2020. So on the consent agenda, we just have the approval of minutes for the March 10th, 2020 Town Council special meeting.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda approval of minutes March 10th, 2020.
I'll second.
Councilwoman Cotton,
Yes.
Councilman Elms,
Yes.
Councilwoman Foster,
Yes.
Councilman Lamb,
Yes.
Councilwoman May,
Yes.
and Council President Armington.
Yes.
Motion carries.
So now we'll move on to the public hearing. Tonight, the public hearing has been satisfied through emails to the town clerk. The clerk will read the emails verbatim.
Okay, from Ms. Shannon Bull. 114 Franklin Street in Morristown. There has been more and more talk concerning the Scotto SJP redevelopment project for the Midtown Plaza, that they are currently working to have some type of tax relief in the form of abatement or pilot. Can you please provide me with an answer? From Liz Reisman, 320 South Street in Morristown Town Council members. I am writing to urge you to pass a ban on plastic bags, longer term, all single-use plastic. I've encountered plastic bag and other single-use plastic bag bans, in various municipalities and states around the country, and I'm very interested with their proactive steps for the environment by these small governments when action is slow or non-existent at the federal or state level. The absence of plastic drinking straws in Key West and Asbury Park are a matter of course, but get just a few miles in from the ocean and plastic is everywhere. Out of sight, out of mind, it shouldn't be that way. I've recently seen signs at cashiers in neighboring towns reminding customers to bring their own bags, since a ban is soon going into effect, and I wonder why isn't Morristown on top of this? Morristown should be a leader in climate-friendly practices. I realize that the town may need to start small with just a plastic bag ban, but the goal should be to eradicate use of all single-use plastics within a reasonable time frame. Thanks for your time and consideration. Ms. Reisman also included some attachments that I will distribute to the council. tomorrow morning. From Mr. Neil Goldrosen, the owner at Cluck You Chicken at the Midtown Mall. 10 years ago, who and why decided that the Midtown Mall needed redevelopment? The property is used by everyone in town, providing needed restaurants and services for everyone. Property has always been cared for, almost never had vacancies, and was even desired by Panera, who only moves into prime locations. Burger King, the only drive-through in town, gone forever now. Was it about tax revenue? I can think of at least 5 other areas of town that have vacant land or empty buildings that can be built up to thrive in Morristown. Clearly more immediate areas of concern that could have been redeveloped before instead of the Midtown Mall. From Chris Barrett, 153 Burnham Road in Morristown. Is there currently coordination between local, state, and federal officials to acquire more safety equipment for the healthcare workers at Morristown Medical Center? From John Williams, 1 Washington Avenue. How does the mayor explain the conflict between information for landlords, AKA shadow ordinance, on the town's website and the actual ordinance? The first bullet point in the shadow ordinance reads in part, every residential rental unit must be registered with the rent leveling office once in every 12-month period, or the landlord will use any increase which might otherwise have been allowed. Section 14-15A of the actual ordinance reads in part, every unit of dwelling space shall be individually registered by the landlord with the division of rent leveling once in every 12-month period. Conclusion. The only possible conclusion is that the mayor's information for landlords allows landlords to buy their way out of Chapter 14 regulation with the effect of destroying future affordability in Morristown. Excuse me one moment. We have a few more emails that came in. From Lorena Inestroza, 39 Early Street in Morristown. I would like to thank Council President Armington for reaching out and offering his assistance for our seniors on Early Street. We greatly appreciate his concern. Until we resume some normalcy due to COVID-19, moving forward, would the town of Morristown publicize any meetings via Zoom on News 12 New Jersey like other municipalities do? I believe it could reach a broader population. Thank you. Our last comment is from Kelly Montez from Flagler Street. Has Deloitte, SJP, or any entity that the town is currently engaged in a pilot agreement with offered any relief efforts to any small businesses or the community members at large amid the COVID-19 pandemic? And those conclude the public comments. Close the public hearing.
Sorry, I've been asked to
Councilman, we didn't hear your last comment while you were muted.
sorry, I was advised to turn my volume down on my laptop, and I was trying to do so, but having difficulties doing that. So,
Okay.
all right. Responses to council to public comments. I guess I'll start. Regarding the M station, we've heard rumblings about a pilot. However, no pilot has been presented to the town council, acting as the redevelopment agency, and no deliberations or consideration of a pilot will be done until such a time as the developer presents their proposal to the town council. Regarding the plastic bag comment, the Environmental Commission has spent a significant amount of time working on ordinances for regulating plastic bag use prior to the COVID-19 state of emergency. it was my intention to have the Environmental Commission.
Councilman, if you could turn the volume all the way down on your laptop.
I'm not sure how, yeah. William.
How's that?
Is that okay?
No, we're still getting an echo. We'll just move it.
Okay, now what?
Yep. Okay, sorry. Does that work? Can you hear me? Can you hear
I
me?
hear you.
Okay. Regarding the plastic bag ban, the Environmental Commission has worked on legislation. It was my intention to have the Environmental Commission present at this council meeting. However, due to the lack of formal public hearings and such, I requested of the clerk that all new business and all old business and all ordinances of non-essential business be postponed until after this emergency. So the plastic bag legislation will be considered once we return to a state of normalcy.
Okay.
The last comment, which was made with reference to the video.
Any other council comments on public portion?
Yes, can you hear me, Margo?
Bob, you need to unmute yourself.
We can hear you fine, Councilman.
Can't hear me fine? Okay,
We
great.
can.
Just
Can't hear you, Bob.
probably, with the quarantine that we
Can't
have.
hear you.
You still
Your
can't?
volume is down, Councilman.
Oh. Do you hear Bob?
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you, Bob.
Okay, guys. I'll just proceed. With the, I think this is a good opportunity with the quarantine to maybe put a group together to revisit the idea of putting more on the community cable television channel that we have. Other towns do make a lot more utilization of that channel, and quite often they partner that channel with the high school. So maybe we can discuss sometime in the future the possibility of putting more material on the public access channel, both on Fios and Cablevision, and maybe even more of the public meetings that we have to get a broader, to reach a broader audience, as suggested by one of the public comments this evening. So it's just a thought.
Okay.
Okay. Stefan, I have a comment about the potential plastic bag ordinance.
Okay.
I don't know if there's a committee set up, and if there is, great. If there isn't, could you ask that the Environmental Commission forward the ordinance to me so I could take a look at it? I'm very interested in that as well. I know they've implemented that in parts of Cape Cod, which has been very successful, and I think it's a step in the right direction. So I'm interested to be part of that.
All right. My intention was to have the Environmental Commission come and present when we have public in the
Sure.
council chambers,
Sure.
and then based on that, create a council committee to look at their recommendations and see what legislation is appropriate, and it sounds like you would be interested in volunteering for that. So
Yes, please, thank you.
we'll get there when we get there. Thank you.
Okay.
Any other comments on public hearing comments? No?
Can we talk about the coordination of safety equipment for Morristown Hospital? I know that a lot of people have reached out on Facebook and Nextdoor, and people are making donations. Does anybody have any updates that they could provide? No?
If you want, I could make a comment.
Sure.
We are in touch with an individual in Morristown that has access to a lot of the N95 masks. He is in touch with the Atlantic Health and the state of New Jersey. He's a local resident, I believe, that has a factory. So they are working on that as we speak, waiting for samples to come in for the hospital. So hopefully this individual reached out to my office, and hopefully we can hit a home run with this. I also want to let everybody know that tomorrow we're launching a program with the downtown restaurants with Atlantic Health. So stay tuned to Facebook and website, and it'll be on Morristown Green tomorrow. And we're looking forward to it. Dave Walters from Smart World has worked diligently with the downtown, the partnership to put this together. And it should be very successful to help feed a lot of our healthcare workers through gift cards. That's just the beginning. We've been in touch with Atlantic Health continuously. And yes, they do struggle with needs for PPE. I think as Mr. Anacone will probably be able to tell us more about that I think a lot of hospitals are struggling with getting PPE, but hopefully the federal government is doing a better job. But in the meantime, we're reaching out to anybody, nail salons, hair salons, anybody that has masks and gloves that can donate to our hospital would be appreciated. I do have one comment on the public comment. Vij, do you want to address Mr. Williams' shadow government?
I believe I addressed it at the last meeting where there's no such thing as a shadow ordinance. What he continues to cite to is a blurb from our website that is simply letting people know what the ordinances provide and directing them to the ordinance. So he's comparing that summation, that brief summary to the actual ordinances, and we only enforce ordinances. We don't enforce summaries of what the ordinance stand for. So there is no shadow ordinance, and our co-enforcement continue to enforce what is in our code book.
Okay, thank you. And one other issue was the plastic bags. We are in receipt of what the ordinance, the Environmental Commission has put together. We are reviewing it at the administration level. Council President, you and Mr. Elms, if you want to have a conversation.
He's talking. I can't really hear him. We can't really hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so we're in receipt of the ordinance that the EEC has put together and reviewing it. We'll share with you and Mr. Elms, anybody else that's interested, what we see in the ordinance, what we think we should move forward with. So we can talk about that and get ready for when things return to normal. That's a good thing. Also, Michael, if you don't mind, I'd like to put you on the spot. Could you just briefly talk about the Rotary?
I think Michael's left.
Yeah. He left.
Not there? Where'd he go?
He's coming.
Oh, there he is.
Mayor, while we're
I had
waiting,
to step away for a second.
Mr. Elms,
What did I miss?
would you take a minute just to talk to the council and the public about what you and the Rotary are doing?
Yes. The Rotary is meeting, just like ourselves, the Rotary is having a board meeting tonight. Nothing is official yet, so I can't really say anything specific. Hi, Pastor. Hi, Pastor Silva. How are you? So the Rotary has a surplus in their budget this year, which is an unusual occurrence. Usually every dollar that the Rotary raises is accounted for, but this year they do have a surplus, so they're looking to potentially do something that would help donate money towards needs within the community or within the Morristown, community at large for residents. So it's not official yet, but I think something will hopefully be forthcoming.
Thank you, Mike.
Yeah.
Tim, Mayor, were you responding to comments, or are you now in your? Why don't you take it away with your mayor's report?
Okay, that's fine. The only comment I asked for response was the comment by John Williams. I wanted legal to respond to that.
Yes.
I think you pretty much responded to everything else. First, let me start off with thanking everyone from the public and the council that has gone to extraordinary lengths and effort to try to help our community. There's a lot of people out there trying to do good work, and I want to personally thank them all and individually know who you are. Keep it up. We have an amazing town and amazing residents, and I want to congratulate them on the hard work that they're doing, trying to keep things afloat, especially in our downtown, and working within the neighborhoods like Council President Armington is. We really appreciate the hard work everybody's doing in this uncharted and unprecedented era that we are in. Let me start off by everybody. I would want everybody from now on to start looking at that covid19.nj.gov. It's a really good website to get a lot of information on. It's what the governor is pushing. That's covid19.nj.gov. And you can see a lot of different things in that. I want to let everybody also know that we have 16 positives in Morristown and 1 death. You'll hear about that tomorrow. It's important that we continue to practice the guidelines that are in place, social distancing, washing our hands often, checking yourselves. If you don't feel good, call your doctor, stay at home, and work to protect the public the best we can. It's not an easy thing. We're dealing with stuff that we've never had to deal with before. As we all saw on the TV, what happened in Florida with the spring break, what just happened in California with the boardwalks and the beaches. People are not adhering to using common sense and social distancing. So there is a concern. Now we're hearing some of those kids that are now testing positive that were on that spring break in Florida. So we have a lot to do. There's one thing I really want to stress as we all are dealing with financial issues, work issues. This is going to our second week. Moms are home, dads are home with kids from school, daycares are shutting down, people working from home. There's a lot of issues out there we have to deal with. But I want one thing to be stressed, that there's an issue in our business district with business interruption insurance. I want our business district to know that this has not fallen on deaf ears in the governor's office, that this is an issue that is important and is being talked about. And I want everybody to know in our business district, because most likely most people didn't have pandemic insurance, that this has not fallen on deaf ears in the governor's office. And we look forward to more conversations on that. I really just want everyone to know that government is open and running, although limited, it is functioning. Obviously, we're going to be dealing with a lot of changes over the next couple of months, from finance to workforce, as this coronavirus continues to spread. That's why it's so important that we practice the guidelines that we read about. I also want to let everybody know, hopefully starting Monday, we'll send notices out through Nixle, through our Facebook and website, and through our social media, that hopefully starting Monday, the office will be taking phone calls from residents from 9 to 11 on Monday, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. I will be in the office to handle any phone calls of residents that have concerns or don't understand an issue or need some direction. So that line will be open. We'll put it out to the public and hope people will call if they need any help or assistance. I want to thank Keith Kennard from the housing. He's been staying in touch, working with the seniors, our most vulnerable citizens in town, and that they're doing a good job over at our senior building. So I want to thank Keith Kennard for that. I also want to thank Kristen and Jillian and Vij and the two chiefs, our fire and police, a public safety director. We are on conference calls several times a day, dealing with different issues that happen in Morristown. So your government is working for you, as may be limited. The building is closed to the public, but every department has somebody in it. So if you need to get a hold of somebody, you can call. So don't think that we're not there for you. We are. People stay safe. Continue to go by the guidelines that you read on the CDC websites on COVID-19nj.gov. Our governor does press releases and does press conferences every day. So we're working together and from the county to the state to the municipal level, and we wish everybody to be safe. And if you need anything, please don't hesitate to call. The numbers are on the website. If you need any assistance, reach out to a council person. They can reach out to our office. And everyone stay safe and keep adhering to what they're talking about by keeping your distance from people. Stay at home as much as you can, and let's get through this together. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor.
Can I ask a quick question?
Sure.
Mayor Doherty, I know some people said they were concerned about seeing groups of people playing basketball at playgrounds. How would we address somebody asking us that question?
Police chief, you on?
Darnell is listening in, but I can address that.
Can you address that, Jillian, please?
I can. If there's a concern about congregating, they should call out to our non-emergency phone number and let us know. You can also send an email to myself or administration, and we'll get the message out to the police department to address it.
Okay, thank you.
One question.
If I can interrupt real quick. There were a couple of people who were viewing, who said that they can't see all of the speakers. Depending on your device, you can change the view. There's different ways that you can view the different people speaking. You'll have to look on your device. Sometimes, if you're on a phone, you have to swipe to see the different people speaking. If you're on a tablet or a laptop, you can change the view. So that's something that you can do as a viewer. Thank you, Councilman.
Just one follow-up on the mayor's comments. Want to make sure that the town's website with the COVID-19 page is consistent with the information, or at least there's nothing in it that needs to be updated that conflicts with the information on the COVID-19 NewJersey.gov.
No, I can pretty much assure you that what Kristen is posting every day on our behalf is the real-time information. But of course, we'll double check with Kristen. But yeah, I don't think there's any conflict what we're putting out there. We'll make sure that everything is streamlined exactly the way it comes out. But I don't see any conflict.
Correct. We're doing our best to keep it consistent, and it gets updated regularly throughout the day.
Jillian, I'm sorry, I was on mute. For benefits of the public, for that non-emergency number that they can call and report any gatherings at playgrounds or any public areas, are we able to provide that number?
I don't have it off the top of my head, but I'll get it and I'll report it out to everyone.
It's the police non-emergency number?
Yes.
973-538-2200.
There you go.
Thank you, Councilwoman.
There you go. Thank you, Captain.
I just want to make a comment regarding the single-use plastic ban. I also want to be a part of that committee, so if Margot can write me in for that.
We can't hear Margot.
Technical issues.
Okay.
Council President Armington was kicked out.
Yeah.
So we're just waiting for him to come back.
it will take a little bit to get all the kinks out of this, but so far I think it's going well.
Yeah.
Agreed.
And thank you, Business Administrator Margot, for setting us up on this. Our test run went really well. So, for a short period of time that we had to pull this together, you guys did a great job, everyone who's involved. So thank you.
Thank you. Pleased it's going relatively well so far. Councilman can certainly join from Margot's screen if worst case scenario.
Can you do this from home? This room is. Other towns don't have people.
Let's see, am I back on? Yeah, I just need to go to my start video. All right, I'm back. Thank you. All right, sorry about that. The council liaison reports.
I can start. Actually, the Morristown Partnership has been very, very busy. All of you have probably heard by now the Let's Support the restaurants with their takeout curbside pickup. I believe that's going well, though some of the stores I'm noticing is stopping that. But they have been promoting it, and hopefully a lot of our neighbors are taking advantage of it. Keeps a lot of those businesses busy and in business. As you can imagine, their biggest concern is staying in business. A lot of these businesses have small margins. They're living month to month. That all being said, I think Jen's doing a great job with the partnership leadership and the mayor's deputy mayor, Steve Waters, in getting that group together on a regular basis, sometimes 2, sometimes 3 days a week, on a conference call to discuss what's coming down the road. Hopefully, we're going to start seeing some state support, some federal support, and I think the Morristown Partnership is going to be stepping up in terms of making sure that that information gets to the business owners throughout Morristown. Thank you, Stephanie.
The Morristown Parking Authority was scheduled to meet on Tuesday, the 17th. However, due to the coronavirus epidemic or pandemic, it was canceled. So nothing to report.
For the Morristown Housing Authority, I received a confirmation that the meeting was canceled also.
For Shade Tree, our meeting was canceled, but I was asked to let everybody know that the first draft of our community forestry management plan is complete. So we also have our systematic tree trimming is complete, and the tree crew is still working on stump removal from the ash trees being removed. And we do have a new member from the 3rd Ward, and we're still looking for representation from the 2nd Ward. And the spring planting is on schedule, which was really last fall's planting. And hopefully we'll be getting to meet soon, and we're still not sure about what is going on with the seedling giveaway. So but we'll keep you updated.
On the planning board side, some of us got Town of Morristown email today that basically a 48-hour notice that this planning board site plan special meeting has been changed to 6:30 p.m. on Thursday, day after tomorrow. Is that
Okay, we lost Stefan. That is correct. There's one agenda item for the planning board for Thursday, which is the resolution for Market Street.
oh, okay.
And station will not be heard this Thursday.
Okay, thank you.
I'm sorry, Council President, if you don't mind, before you go on to regular business, I wanted to just make the public aware that the Housing Authority of the Town of Morristown will be opening up, or it announced its opening of its Section 8 Housing Choice Voucher Program waiting list. The public notice reads, a lottery preference will be conducted for 500 applicants. Wait 1 second, I'm sorry, I'm trying to read it from my cell phone since I'm on my computer. Just looking for the dates that the list will actually open up. Bear with me 1 second. I know we did hear from a member of the public. I believe it was a council meeting or two ago. But I also know that, there is always a constant need for housing, in the town of Morristown. And so I just wanted to make everybody aware.
Can we get that information updated onto the town website?
Yeah, I don't know if the clerk has already posted it. I know she shared it via email, but just for benefits of the public, the applications must be completed and submitted at www.morristownha.org. The application will only be available on the website from Tuesday, March 31st at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to Monday, April 6th at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
So, Council President, we'll get that on the website, Facebook, Nixle, and we'll get it out to all of you and get it to the public where you guys think we should be sending it.
Great, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Welcome.
All right, moving on to a regular business. There are no ordinances for introduction. There are no ordinances for adoption. There are a number of resolutions.
We do have 4 resolutions for adoption this evening. We're going to start with resolution number R-68-2020, a resolution authorizing and approving a professional services contract with Dewberry Engineers, Inc. for professional engineering, design, and construction administration services for the park at Speedwell. May I have a motion to introduce?
I'll make a motion to introduce R-68-2020.
I'll second.
A question, I'm assuming this is a time and material contract with the cap, as there's no concept or preliminary plan yet?
Correct. Hold on. R69?
Yes, 68.
I apologize.
That's quite all right.
It's not to exceed 96,300.
Right. All right. So this is for the park on by Madera 2. So any other questions on this resolution? Call the question.
Okay, on the adoption of R-68-2020, Councilwoman Cotton,
Yes.
Councilman Elms,
Yes.
Councilwoman Foster,
Yes.
Councilman Iannaccone,
Yes.
Councilwoman Mayer,
Yes.
Councilman Silva,
Yes.
Council President Armington.
Yes.
Motion carries, resolution is adopted. At this point, unless a member of council would like to pull one out separately, I would ask for a motion to adopt resolution R-69-2020 through 71-2020 and Moss.
Go ahead.
I'll make a motion to approve resolution number R-69-2020 through R-71-2020.
I'll second.
Councilwoman Cotton,
Yes.
Councilman Elms,
Yes.
Councilman Foster,
Yes.
Councilman Iannaccone,
Yes.
Councilwoman Mayer,
Yes.
Councilman Silva,
Yes.
Council President Armington.
Yes.
Motion carries.
All right, there's no unfinished business. There's no new business. Everyone be safe out there. God bless everyone. And motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.
Meeting adjourned.
Thank you.
Good
all.
night, everyone. God bless you all.
Good night. God
Stay
bless you
safe.
all.
Be safe, everyone.
Be healthy.